Hey, you guys, I'm so glad you guys to stop by because we're doing a series on what is eating my plants. I'm telling you, it is like the first part of May. Everybody I talk to, whether it's on social media or out in the town, they are screaming at me, what is this thing on my plant? It's eating my tomatoes, it's eating my kale, it's eating my flowers. So let's just address it. Okay, so I've already done what's eating my plants. That would be aphids, and we've done leaf miners. And now today we're going to talk about snails and slugs. So one of the problems I have when I am doing one of these videos for you guys is I can't find the culprit in my garden. I got rid of snails a long time ago in my garden, and I just don't see any more. But boy, I've got some slugs, and they show up all over the place. So some of the damage that a slug is going to do is going to look like this. See those nice little holes that they put in there? Now, this is kale, and this kale was sitting on the ground in my raised bed, and I take you over there, but it's just too hot right now. So the kale leaves were actually laying in the dirt. Now that is like a stairway to heaven for the slugs and the snails, any kind of bugs. The leaf is touching the dirt. All the snail or slug has to do is climb up on the leaf and start chowing down. And they love that. Now, one of the main reasons I know that a slug was on here was because it's slimy on the back. There's a bit of a slime residue. If I do it just right in the sunshine, I could totally see it. So it was a slug, and that slug is living in my garden someplace in my raised bed where I grow food. So he's got to go. Anyways, I'm going to address that very quickly. So let's see what we can do about these guys. Now, in my raised bed, I do everything organic. Actually, in my whole garden, I do everything organic. So the things we're going to talk about today are strictly organic. I am not going to use any pesticides in my garden from here forward, and I haven't been using any. So let's see if we can find some of the culprits, because I know where they hide. And I'll tell you one thing. They love to be on wet soil, and they love to be in debris, and they love to be on plastic that's dark and cold and wet. So I have a bunch of plants right here that I have been propagating. I have some vinca, some alyssum, and I have a couple of petunias. And I know just from working in my own garden that every now and then I'll pick up one of these plants and get surprised, ooh, with a big old hand of slime. Okay, so there's two slugs. There are two slugs right here, Mr. and Mrs. Eek. Okay, I can't touch those. Those are icky. Let me get my gloves out. So I'm going to show you one way to get rid of these guys, and it actually is pretty easy. And if you're squeamish, you shouldn't be watching this series. So swipe off if you're squeamish. But basically what I have right here is some soapy water. That's all it is. And I only use phosphate-free soap. Now, I picked up phosphate-free soap up on Amazon, but I bet you anything, if you looked at Target or something, you can find some. But this particular one, it doesn't have any chemicals in it that are going to hurt our environment. So anytime I have a product, I'll put it in the description below so you guys can check it out. So we've got our soap. We just have some water and some phosphate-free soap. Like I said, if you're squeamish, you better not keep an eye on this. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these little critters and I'm going to drop them in the water. Now, this is a very quick death for them. Okay, they're gone. Hopefully they didn't have any babies in there. Really should check all your pots because they love being underneath pots. Oh my goodness. So that is one way to get rid of them. And if you want to go out at nighttime, because that's when they feed, and you want to pick them off your leaves and drop them in soapy water, it's actually very effective. And it's also very organic. So I think it's great. But if you really want to do that, I've got a couple other ideas. So one thing, you could get a frog. I mean, frogs love slugs, but I don't really want a frog in my garden, so we're just going to not do that. But the other thing you can do is what I do with everything, and that's you can use vinegar. The most important thing we're trying to do in an organic garden is we're trying to detour these bugs and these actually slimy little creatures. A slug is kind of like a clam. It's not even actually a bug, but yeah. Anyway, so what the vinegar does is it causes the plant to smell bad. It doesn't smell like that juicy little yummy steak that slug was looking for. It smells terrible. It smells like, a salad that you don't want to eat. So that's the whole important thing. What I have here is a quart of water. And all we're going to do with this quart of water is we're going to put about an eighth. You can put up to a quarter, but please don't go any more than that. About an eighth of a cup of vinegar. Because we're not trying to kill the slugs, we're trying to, or the snails, we're trying to get them to move on to some other place. Now, you can put a little bit more, but if it's your first time using this, remember, vinegar will kill all your plants if you use it full strength, all right? So we just want to do that. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do, and I don't do this for any other application except for slugs, white flies, soft body things. I'll think about that. But I'm going to put in about 2 teaspoons of the liquid detergent. And let me tell you, whoop, that's plenty. I don't want my plants to get soaked with soap. That they're not going to be healthy and they're not going to taste good. So I've got my little mixture here. I'm just going to get it, try not to get too many suds. And then I'm going to put this into a little sprayer. I don't have one with me. I'll try to put one up on the screen. You know what I'm talking about. It's just a little sprayer that you can spritz water on a plant or something like that. And then you want to spray at the bottom of the plant and you want to spray on the dirt. Now what's going to happen is if they don't mind the vinegar, which I know they're going to, that little bit of soap is going to cause them to bubble and they're going to die. And it really only takes that much. So if you see any in the garden, go ahead and pluck them off, stick them in some soapy water, and to help deter them, put a little bit of vinegar with a small amount of phosphate-free soap, spray it around, and you are good to go. I wanted to show you another application, and I am going to be doing this today. Right here, what I have are some sage flowers. Now, they were beautiful purple at one time, and the bees were loving them. But now that the flowers have faded, I basically deadheaded my sage. And wow, they are pungent. You can really smell these. The other thing about sage is the leaves are kind of furry. And snails and slugs don't like anything fuzzy. Like they don't like wool and they don't like, I don't know, like a lambsy or things like that. They don't like that. They don't like the fuzz. But they don't like the smell. So if you have sage, if you have thyme, if you have rosemary, oh, and mint. They do not like mint at all. So today I'm going to be planting some cucumbers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a little barrier. I'm going to take these sticks, these sage sticks, and I'm going to make like a fence all the way around my little seedlings. So that means that the snails or the slugs are going to have to climb over this to get to my seedlings. And they probably won't do it. So I'm pretty safe there. But if I wanted to do both, I could just spritz a little bit of the vinegar and soap and leave my sage leaves or whatever herbs I've got. Actually, they smell really good. And that is going to completely deter them and keep them away from my plants. Now, snails and slugs absolutely love seedlings. So if you're direct sowing anything like cucumbers, pumpkins, watermelon, anything like that in the garden, even smaller things, that is going to be absolutely a great big neon sign for slugs and snails to come and munch. So just a little bit of precaution and you can keep them from coming around. Now there's another thing that I used to do in my garden, and I used to put copper tape around my tomatoes because I had a lot of problems. But since I've been working at this every year, I really slowed the snails and the slugs way down. The copper tape's a little expensive, but it does work really well if that's an option for you. There's only one thing that I wanted to mention to you guys that's really, really important. And I know that a lot of people think that leaving a lot of debris around in their garden is healthy for the garden because it's going to turn into mulch and all that kind of stuff. This is a beautiful amaryllis. Can you see how pretty it is? Well, I'm telling you that down in here, there's a bunch of leaves. And these are decaying leaves, and that's what so many bugs love. Earwigs, pill bugs. Oh my gosh, it goes on. And slugs and snails love to lay their little colonies inside of this very wet, decaying matter. So if you've got a bunch of decaying matter in your yard, then it's probably a good time now to get them out, because that is where the beginning of life happens for those snails and slugs. So a simple thing like cleaning up the garden sometimes can really make a big difference. I'm so glad you guys could join me in the garden, and I really hope that that helped you. Having bugs on your beautiful plants that you've been nurturing is such a pain. I can't stand it. We'll go through a couple more. We still have grasshoppers to deal with, and we still have leaf budworms. Budworms, can't stand them. Anyways, there's a lot of things I do in my garden to stay organic. And I'm going to keep it that way because, as you guys know, if you watch my channel, we are going to have a beautiful butterfly way station here on my property. And we can't have any kind of chemicals whatsoever. I did want to mention one thing, and please don't be offended by this, but if you're using diatomaceous earth or you're using neem oil or some chemical like that and you think you're being organic, it is. It technically is organic. But keep in mind that when the bees land on that neem oil, it gets on their little feet, which has pollen on them, and they take it back to the hive. The same way with BT and the same way with diatomaceous earth. They take it back to the hive, and it could actually, just a small amount can wipe out a whole beehive. So let's be extra careful what we're doing in the garden and keep coming back. And listen, you guys, if you have any great things you're doing in the garden to deter bugs on your plants, oh, please put it in the comments. Everybody wants to know, I promise. So thanks you guys so much for stopping by. It's always fun to have you guys in the garden, and I'll see you guys next time.